Breaking developments in global supply chains are raising new questions about the future of advanced technology and national security.
In recent weeks, China has expanded export controls on rare earth elements critical to U.S. technology, defense, and clean energy industries. The measures do not halt production overnight, but analysts say they expose vulnerabilities that have been building quietly for decades. Here is what has changed, why rare earths matter, and what the long-term implications could be for the United States and its allies. China's Ministry of Commerce has introduced new licensing requirements and export controls covering gallium, germanium, antimony, and a broader group of rare earth elements. These materials are essential inputs for semiconductors, electronics, defense systems, and renewable energy technologies. Officials in Beijing describe the measures as routine trade and national security controls. However, U.S. and European analysts view the move as a strategic signal amid rising geopolitical and trade tensions. Despite the name, rare earth elements are not especially scarce in the Earth's crust. The real challenge lies in processing. Refining rare earths into usable, high-purity materials is complex, expensive, and environmentally demanding. Over the past 3 decades, China invested heavily in rare earth processing capacity. As a result, China now accounts for roughly 85% of global rare earth processing, even though mining takes place in multiple countries. That distinction is critical. Raw materials without processing capability have limited value. Rare earth elements are embedded across modern life. They are used in smartphones, electric vehicle motors, wind turbines, medical imaging equipment, and modern communication systems. Rare earths are also deeply integrated into U.S. defense manufacturing. Permanent magnets made with rare earths are used in guidance systems, radar, aircraft, naval platforms, and missile technology. Industry data suggests that even relatively small supply disruptions can affect production timelines. China's export controls extend beyond raw materials. In some cases, restrictions also apply to downstream products containing Chinese processed rare earths, even if final assembly occurs elsewhere. This has complicated procurement for manufacturers in the United States, Europe, and East Asia. Defense contractors and technology firms have acknowledged supply chain risks in recent filings and public statements. Most companies are currently relying on inventories and existing contracts. But analysts warn that prolonged restrictions could raise costs and delay production. The United States does have rare earth resources. However, domestic processing capacity remains limited. Building a full-scale processing facility can take 3 to 5 years, even with funding and regulatory support. Similar timelines apply in allied countries, such as Australia and Canada. Recycling rare earths from electronic waste offers some relief, but volumes remain insufficient to replace primary supply. As a result, diversification is progressing in need, but slowly. Recycling rare earths from electronic waste offers some relief, but volumes remain insufficient to replace primary supply. From a security perspective, analysts say the issue is not immediate shortages, but resilience. Modern defense systems rely on predictable access to specialized materials. Any sustained uncertainty complicates procurement planning and raises costs. U.S. law requires the defense sector to reduce reliance on Chinese origin materials in key systems over the coming years. Meeting those targets will require accelerated investment and coordination across government and industry. Beyond defense, higher input costs could filter through to consumers. Technology companies may face rising component prices. Electric vehicle and renewable energy projects could experience cost pressure or delays. These impacts are unlikely to be uniform or immediate, but analysts
expect gradual upward pressure if constraints persist.
The issue is not limited to the United States.
Japan, South Korea, and the European Union have all highlighted concerns over critical mineral supply security. Several initiatives are now underway. These include strategic mineral stockpiles, public-private investment in processing, and trade coordination among allies. Canada and Australia, in particular, are expanding rare earth projects, though timelines remain long.
Many experts describe the current situation as the result of long-term structural choices. China prioritized processing dominance decades ago. Western economies, focused on cost efficiency, allowed supply chains to concentrate. Reversing that trend will require sustained policy commitment rather than short-term fixes. In the near term, markets are likely to remain volatile. Companies will continue diversifying suppliers, absorbing higher costs, and adjusting production plans. In the medium term, new processing capacity outside China is expected to but not at scale. Longer term, rare earths are likely to remain a strategic focus of trade, industrial policy, and geopolitics. This is not an immediate shutdown of global technology, but it is a reminder of how interconnected modern supply chains have become.
Rare earths may be a small part of the periodic table, but they sit at the center of advanced economies. How governments and industries respond now will shape competitiveness, security, and resilience for years. Clarvex News will continue to track these developments.